You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your General Hospital predictions for the next week and beyond. I've got some predictions about Curtis, about Nina and Carly, about Trina and her mom and Spencer, about Austin, and about Drew and his prison sentence. We're going to dig in and talk about all of these. I will tell you what spoilers and information I'm working on, but again, these are all predictions. I'm not saying these are spoilers. I do base everything on spoilers, and I share with you what the official spoilers say. These are predictions. This is a conversation we're having. We're all having coffee talking about our favorite soap opera. Let's dig in. My first prediction is that Curtis might go dark. Could he go back to drugs while he's paralyzed? If you don't remember this, Curtis Ashford is an ex-drug addict. He got addicted to cocaine way back in the day. It cost him his job as a DEA agent. And he started doing drugs after the death of his brother, Tommy, of course, who was supposedly TJ's dad. And he told Tommy that Jordan had cheated on him with his best friend. Tommy's best friend was Sean Butler. And Tommy was over in the military. Sean was over there. Tommy wound up dead. They said it was friendly fire. There was a lot of suspicion around whether it was the confrontation with Sean. There's a whole bunch of messy history there. So basically, a traumatic loss led Curtis down this drug addiction path. So my question is, with the traumatic loss of his legs, because he's paralyzed, will he relapse? And right now, I'm sure that they've given Curtis painkillers for back surgery because it's terribly painful. And narcotics and opioids are a big problem for ex-addicts, even if they are for a medical reason, because it's a very slippery slope. And it's like if an alcoholic has one drink, they can backslide into alcoholism. If somebody who's doing cocaine takes an opioid, medication, then it can slide them right back into addiction. That's why they're very careful about what painkillers they give. But it's not clear if the doctors know that piece about his medical history. So if they do send Curtis through this paralysis story and put him back into this drug addiction thing, Donnell would definitely get the Emmy. I have no doubt. This all may be Emmy-winning drama they have planned, and I love Donnell Turner. I love Curtis, so I hope he gets a really rich story around this paralysis. All right, this prediction, just a question really. What I'm wondering is if Nina is going to find a way to pay Carly's SEC fine. So Carly gets the deed next week to Kelly's Diner. Bobby signs it over to her, and she plans to make it amazing like she did the MetroCourt. Just by the way, this is not part of a Bobby death story. They haven't written that yet. They had decided to give Carly Kelly's before Jackie Zeman died. So Laura White mentioned that recently. So this is not a Bobby death storyline, not yet. So this $5 million fine is hanging over Carly's head. She's going to have to sell a hell of a lot of coffee and pie at Kelly's to clear it. And Diane told Andrew that she can't take money from Drew or Michael or Sonny or it make things worse. Nina is guilt-ridden about Drew being in prison because Willow, her daughter, loves Drew. Remember, he was going to give her away at the wedding. And she hates this effect on Willow. So, Nina's plan to punish Carly failed. Carly is definitely not going to go to jail. So Nina finding a way to pay this fine might ease her conscience. Can she do it anonymously? Does the government let somebody else pay your bill for you without checking in? Even if she can't do it anonymously, maybe she can pay it without Carly's consent. And then Carly gets word, oh, your fine's been paid. Nina Reeves paid it. And, she could just let Carly and Sonny think that she did it out of an abundance of kindness, that she wants to bury the hatchet because they're all going to be in Willow's life. But Carly's the kind of person that would absolutely look a gift horse in the mouth and be very suspicious if Nina did that. So I think it would be cool. And I definitely think somebody's going to have to take care of this fine for her. Unless they're going to write it where Bobby died and left her $5 million left her life insurance policy, because I'm sure they're going to address the death of Jackie Zeman and write the character's death at some point soon. All right. Our third prediction is that Trina's going to get really mad at her mom, and she might walk away from her mom over this Spencer plot. Even now, while Portia should be focused on Curtis, she's still trying to break up Spencer and Trina. She made some headway with Spencer last week, trying to convince him that Esme shouldn't be allowed to be around that Esme shouldn't allowed to be around Trina, and that he's the reason that's happening. He seemed to really take it in and think about it, but then Trina walked up and hugged him, and everything melted away. And Portia could see that. So she makes these little headway, but then Esme's in the room and Trina's in the room and he doesn't see anything but her. And despite what's going on with Curtis, Portia's going to keep on plotting. She's going to keep pushing Esme onto Spencer from Esme's side while trying to push him away from Trina by guilting him. So she's got like a two-pronged approach. Trina is going to figure this out, or Joss is going to overhear something and tell Trina, and Trina's going to be really PO'd at her mom, and this could cost Portia her daughter, okay? And this could be really, really messy, and I definitely think Sprina fans want her exposed, so she has to stop it. All right, our fourth prediction is that Austin Gatlin-Hall, the good doctor, may not be so good. I mean, he clearly doesn't like Mason, but are they just abrasive family, tense relationship? Or are they somehow kind of in this together? Maybe the lady boss is related to them both, and maybe he's just chafing at her, but she's not really a danger to him. So, he makes this threatening call on Monday. This is an official spoiler from the promo. And then Dex finds this gruesome thing, a gruesome discovery. Maybe it's that guy who confronted Austin at dinner. Maybe he's been beaten. Maybe he's been shot or beaten to death. Plus, Austin he's kind of creepy the way that he's hitting on Ava while also leveraging her. And I just wonder if Ava's got another bad guy in her bed. What do you guys think? Is Austin not so great? All right, my fifth and final prediction is about Drew and his prison sentence. I'm going to unpack that for you in 1 second, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our GH updates, spoilers, news, and more. So I think that Drew is going to find a way out of prison. Maybe he gets some information against Cyrus that he can use to cut a deal to reduce his prison sentence. Unless Drew's leaving the show, unless Cameron Matheson is leaving, they are not going to leave him in prison for 3 years. And I doubt they're going to have him escape. So, Sonny had been sent away for like 20 to life at some point, and then he escaped, and then he saved the Haunted Star from a bombing. And ironically, it got blown up this year, but he got a governmental pardon. So, Sonny clearly has a contact with the governor. Maybe Tracy uses her influence because she doesn't want a Cassadine family member in prison. I'm not a Cassadine, a Quartermain. Or, maybe someone else. Maybe Valentine uses his influence. I just feel like they're not going to leave him in there. And the question really isn't if Drew gets out, but when and how, unless for some reason Cameron Matheson is leaving the show. What do you guys think?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.